Hey, what is up, guys? So I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about a subject here that I see brought up every time a brand new Marvel movie is announced. And one question that you guys always ask me is, hey, Armin, what happens when a Marvel movie fails? Because one of them's got to, right? One of them has to fail. So let's get into that.
I don't have a theme song, so this is a placeholder.
So obviously by now, putting out like 13 movies and a bunch of Netflix series and all that, something had to give, right? Something had to be so awful that it would take the Marvel Cinematic Universe and make you go, man, I don't know about this. But nothing has yet, which is kind of impressive, right? Even their worst stuff, which you could argue is probably like Thor 2, Iron Man 2, and The Incredible Hulk, which I love The Incredible Hulk still. I'm just saying objectively, you know, as the mass audience, that those are considered pretty much the worst ones, right? Now, remember, when I'm talking in these videos, when I say the most of the people consider Pacific Rim crap, I'm referencing the majority of the people out there. I love Pacific Rim. So if I reference something like that, know that I'm separating fact from opinion. And if it's an opinion, I'll state it. If it's a fact, I'll state it. So when you look at something like that, you really got to think to yourself, well, when is their first failure? What is going to fail here? Something's got to fail, right? Is it going to be Doctor Strange? Maybe, I don't know. Is it going to be Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok? What is it? Something's going to fail. And so there's two ways to look at this. Two ways that I really want to talk about, and this is kind of the important part. What do you consider a failure? That's really how you got to look at it. So let's kind of break this down. I prefaced this and I mentioned this when I said, hey, is Batman v Superman going to fail? And I made my points and I said, yeah, it's probably going to be a failure if it does this, and it repeated that. And that's what happened. It's considered a failure on a technical level, on a level in execution, reviews, and all that. I made the same video a couple months ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, I can't remember right now, about the Justice League, and I kind of break it down in details on what that movie kind of hangs on. And now we're back here and we're going to talk about the future of Marvel. And I'm going to say the same thing. There's a few factors that go into this that you kind of just got to look at with a basic logical mind and go, yeah, that makes sense, right? So let's talk about the big one. What does it have to do to be a failure? So it can be a review, right? If, hypothetically, this is all hypothetical I'm talking about from this point on. What if Doctor Strange comes out and the movie, let's say, ends up in the 55 Rotten Tomatoes range? That's a failure. That's definitely not what they want. That's not what they set out to make. And the people that were interested, because believe it or not, there are bonuses that get handed out and stuff, or if your movie is certain freshness on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, those people are going to look at it weird. And then some of the investors might go, well, man, that movie, that's your lowest rated movie. We don't know if we want to back you on the sequel to this, so you might have to do a little bit more, negotiating here and there. That happens with movies, and that's a problem. That would be a problem. The other thing that can happen is the movie comes out, scores a 85 hypothetical, right, on Rotten Tomatoes, and everybody's going, wow, that's good. But here comes the money. And what's up with the money? Well, the money's not all there. It's going to end its theatrical run with $350 million. That's bad. That is really bad. That was great for Captain America 1 because it's Captain America. This was the start of the superhero boom, right? We're past that now. We're in the superhero heyday right now, so everything's got to be higher than what it was before. I mean, you got to really think of it realistically like this. And I got to compare this again to Batman v Superman because that's the best example I have. Batman: The Dark Knight, $1 billion. Dark Knight Rises, $1 billion. Batman v Superman, okay, Batman's gonna make $1 billion. That's a surefire, right? It's fucking Batman, right? Superman, what's Superman make? Oh, Man of Steel made 300, 300 to this, and then you combine them, so 650 million worldwide. All right, so realistically, we should hit 1.5 billion, right? Tell that to the investors. Hey, Mr. Investor, 1.5. All right, here's your check. Yo, go make us 1.5 billion. They come back with an end result going, we made 850. And they go, what the fuck? How? You had Batman and you had Superman. And they go, well, the critical scores. And they go, oh, I thought you told us those don't matter. And it's true, some franchises, those don't matter. Michael Bay never pretends to go out there and go, I'm gonna make the greatest movie of all time. Man, Transformers 3, masterpiece. I'm gonna win an Oscar. You're too stupid to understand my movie. It's that complex. They never do that. They know what they're making. They're making a dumb Transformers movie, right? So Doctor Strange comes out there at $350 million, and everybody's going, uh-oh, oh shit, oh god, oh god. So now you have a giant problem. So that's the levels of failure you're looking at. But let me ask you a question and then try to define my answer to it. Why is everybody waiting for Marvel to bomb in a movie? What does that do? Think about this for a second. I'm going to give you like 4 seconds of silence. Just think for a second. What happens when Doctor Strange... okay, not even Doctor Strange. What happens when the first Marvel movie bombs? When it doesn't make enough to warrant its budget and its production cost and its, break even, and when the Rotten Tomatoes score is under a 50. Think about that for 5 seconds. Nothing. That's the answer. That is the God-honest answer. So I don't understand what's with the mentality of people literally sitting out there going, man, this Marvel movie's gonna fail. And they're so excited by it, right? They're so goddamn excited. Like, you look at these websites, and I don't want to name them, and you look at these people, and they're going, ha, when that movie fails, Marvel is over. They're over. The reign of DC and Fox is starting. And I'm just like, wait a second. So you're telling me Marvel can put out 13 good to great movies in a row. None are rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. None are considered bad. They're all considered good, great, and a few are considered amazing and the top of their class. So one movie is going to kill them. Suddenly everybody hates them. But Warner Brothers can come out and put 3 decisively bad movies. Once again, factual here. Factual. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. I'm saying factual when you look at Rotten Tomatoes and aggregate scores. Those are factually bad movies. Fox can come out and put a bad movie out every other year, and suddenly everybody's excited for their next one. Everybody's going, but Logan's gonna be great because the last 2 Wolverine movies were awesome, right? Apocalypse was great, right? So you're looking at Wonder Woman and Justice League, and everybody's going, Man of Steel, whatever, Batman v Superman, whatever, Suicide Squad, it doesn't matter that, whatever, but the next 2 are gonna be great. But Marvel, everybody looks at them and goes, yeah, they put out 13 good movies, but the next one's gonna be fucking trash. It's gonna be shit. Why? Where does this mentality come from? Is it just you're glad to see the king drop? Because guess what? Here's a fact. Doctor Strange can come out and get a 20 on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's still gonna make $500 million and be a success. So what exactly is the failure here, right? I'll let you decide.
Hey guys, Armin here, just reminding you that this video was made possible thanks to patrons. If you guys are interested in supporting us and making sure we keep the lights on, check out our Patreon where you can join other fans in supporting the CBC, delivering content you guys have come to love and expect. And if you can't do that, give us a like and a subscribe. That goes a long way too.